Everybody, good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this final day of October. Happy Friday to you. Happy Halloween. Hey, for you Lutherans out there, happy Reformation to you as well. Reformation Day today. And so as we look at things this morning, it is pretty quiet, but we're starting to see increasing clouds already over western and southwest Nebraska. And then up to the north, some thicker cloud cover building in from the north. That's also going to be coming with some cooler air and some brisk winds. Look at the winds today picking up, especially this afternoon. We'll get some pretty strong north and northwesterly winds out there. I think they'll be worse the farther north you go, right in here. That's your strongest winds. That'll be a little on the windy side here, not so bad here to the southwest, but quite a few clouds. Now there will be a little sun mixed in here and there, but I think the thickest clouds in here, some breaks, but mostly cloudy skies much of the day in here. Might even see some sprinkles up here to the northeast. Any major weather concerns this evening for the trick-or-treaters? Not really. The winds will maybe still a little breezy, but they'll be coming down after dark. So the winds will be dying down as the evening progresses. It'll be chilly out there. The kids will want to be bundled up. Outside of some sprinkles in northeast Nebraska, I don't see any major weather concerns. And as we get through the late night hours and into tomorrow, still a few leftover clouds here tomorrow morning, but cold start to our first day of November. It's going to be a cold start. Winds will be a little bit lighter. Not as much wind tomorrow, more sunshine, but it's not going to be a real warm day out there. It's still going to be a very cool day for your Saturday. And then as we get towards Saturday night, now, of course, you get to 1 o'clock and you get to do it all over again an hour later as we go back to 1 o'clock. And with the time change, of course, this weekend. But by Sunday morning, skies are mainly clear. We're going to enjoy a lot of sunshine, and that south wind is going to do some work to warm us up. In fact, the west winds in the Panhandle, 70s. 70s over in here on Sunday. You'll see that in just a bit. Highs today, stuck in the mid to upper 40s and low to mid 50s here, warmer the farther south that you go. So this will be a below average day across the area. As we look a closer look here, strongest winds will be up here to the north. Thickest cloud cover up towards Spencer and Atkinson. Mid 40s, upper 40s towards Brewster and Taylor, 50 and Broken Bow and Arthur. Low 50s around North Platte, mid 50s closer to the Nebraska-Kansas border, including 55 in Franklin, 54 for Beaver City, 51 there, Sherman County at Loop City there. Farther to the east, mix of clouds and sun. Low 50s around David City at 50, 52 Osceola, but 57 in Beatrice and Hebron, 56 for Superior. And again, thicker cloud cover, more wind up here to the north. Temperatures will top out in the mid to upper 40s, and then some lower 50s closer to the Loop River and Platte River areas there around Fullerton, Columbus, Schuyler, Fremont. Looking at the picture for tonight then, well, first before we get to the nighttime lows this evening, again, trick-or-treat forecast, I usually go about 5:30 or 6 o'clock to about 8 o'clock or so. It'll drop back into the 40s, eventually into the 30s. Still a few clouds mixed with some clearing, maybe a slight breeze, so definitely a spine-tingling chill, but no other major weather concerns are expected for the trick-or-treaters. Just make sure the kiddos are bundled up this evening if you're sending them out. And then by tomorrow morning, a cold start to our Saturday. Teens in the Panhandle and Ogallala, 20s and 30s elsewhere, a little warmer the farther east that you go. Looking ahead to your Saturday, it'll be a cool day out there. Highs only in the mid to upper 40s, lower 50s in here. And then out west, a little warmer in the mid to upper 50s to right around 60 in the Panhandle. 48 in Lincoln, if you're doing some tailgating in the afternoon before the Husker game, not exactly warm. Not much wind, 5 to 10 mile per hour winds or so. Looking at the Husker forecast here for that blackout. And yes, that's what the football field, I have been told, that's what the football field will look like on Saturday night. It's painted black. At least the end zones are painted black, and the in the middle on the 50-yard line is painted black. The Huskers will be wearing black. Hopefully all you fans, if you're going, are wearing black. Don't want to be one of those weird red dots or white dots in the stadium. You want to be wearing black like everybody else here, and be loud, be proud. USC, Nebraska, going to be a chilly game for those Southern Californians coming from the 90-degree heat. Temperatures starting off around 43 at kickoff into the upper 30s in the second half, and the wind's pretty much dead calm, so no wind chill at least. So while chilly, the wind chill's not going to be a factor at all, and the sky should be clear, so no moisture expected. So I don't think it'll be a major concern or issue for those Southern Californians coming in here. You know, some of those players are from the north anyway. They're used to it. Yeah, it's been warm, but they'll be fine. Once their bodies get moving, I don't think they'll be too affected by the cold weather. We'll see how things play out here. By the way, in my Facebook page, on my Facebook Live, you can comment in there. Tell me what your score prediction is. I think it's going to be 34-17 USC 34.17 USC is what I'm going with. Lows, Saturday night, Sunday morning, back into the upper 20s and low to mid 30s. We warm up. Sunday, heating up. Anywhere from the upper 50s and lower 60s in the east to the mid and upper 70s in the Panhandle and southwest Nebraska. That west wind doing some work there. That Chinook wind, that downsloping wind really can warm things up. So we've got some nice weather out here to the west. Not bad in central Nebraska and not even that bad to the east, but wow, what a warm up out west. Sunday night, though, into Monday, we are going to get a little bit of a weak shot of cooler air. That's going to cool us back a little bit. So we're now, our lows aren't going to be too bad, though, mostly in the 30s to near 40 degrees on Monday morning. But Monday will be a little bit cooler, upper 50s, low to mid 60s. Still not bad, though, by any means. That's all above average for this time of the year as we move towards November 3rd. Let's look at that long-range forecast. It's a bit of an up and down next week, but most of it's going to be above average. Tuesday is one of our nicer days. We do get a cool down Wednesday and Thursday, though. Looks like we may trend a little cooler towards the end of next week. No major weather concerns moisture-wise. A couple of breezy days in there. Looking at maybe potentially some moisture next Friday. We'll see. I'm very iffy on it right now. But temperatures still look to be at or above average basically through the first week of November and maybe even beyond here. By that point, as you get towards the 8th of the night, the average highs can be down around 55, 56, so it's dropping. So we'll be mainly above average during that time. North Platte, same thing. After these next couple of days, above average temperatures coming. Big warm up, big jump in temperatures on Sunday. What a difference between Saturday morning and Sunday afternoon, between 21 to 74 there. We'll look down the road here, cooling down a little bit on Monday, but back up on Tuesday, and then cooling down a little bit again on Wednesday and Thursday. Beyond that here, temperatures trend maybe slightly downward as we get in the long range there. But next weekend, not cold by any means. That's still probably, if you're in the upper 50s, that's still slightly above average for November 8th and 9th here. You know what? I just realized I did not update the Climate Prediction Center outlook here. So the dates are wrong. This should say Friday, November 7th to Thursday, November 13th. So just so you know, I haven't updated that and I didn't move around the words here, but the map is updated. So it does show still that most of the country next, like basically the 7th through the 14th, the second week of November, the most of the country is going to be above average. Same thing on the precipitation. I didn't update the date or where the words are placed here. Granted, they match pretty well. But again, most of us will be below average precipitation. Most of the jet stream is going to take most of the storm systems to our north and then that direction here. So much of the country is going to be warm and dry going into the early to middle portions of November here. Like I said, there may be a chance a week from now, next Friday here. Let's take a look at that. Again, a little sprinkle activity tonight, tomorrow morning, northeast Nebraska, but that's about it. Nothing major, just a couple of occasional cold fronts. One of those is right there going to Sunday night and Monday, so we'll cool off slightly on Monday. And then maybe another cool down coming right there, Tuesday night and a Wednesday. But no moisture with those. Watching maybe next Friday, potentially some moisture, but nothing major on the way it looks like anytime soon. The GFS, I think, was a little more aggressive with the moisture next Friday. So again, we are cool Friday and Saturday. There's the sprinkles in the northeast. Big jump in temperatures right there on Sunday. More sunshine, nice south wind. Here comes the cold front, though, Sunday night. Cooling us back a little bit on Monday. We warm back up on Tuesday. Another cold front, though, cooling us back down Wednesday and Thursday. Then here's some of that moisture next Friday. Otherwise, not a lot of active weather as we get into next weekend, but let's see what happens beyond that. GFS is a little more interesting by Monday, but that's around the 10th of November, so that's a long ways out yet. We'll see how things play out. Well, everybody, thank you all for watching on this Friday morning, and I hope you have a good Halloween. I'll see you again on November, what day is that? November 3rd. I'll see you again on Monday. Take care, and God bless. Bye.